As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Real News Live. Thank you guys for being here. And of course, we definitely appreciate it. Hit that share button and make sure we get it out there as much as possible. Make sure you keep the comments going. Hi, Debbie Martin. Hi, Debbie Rogers. Hi, Richard. Hi, Tia. Hi, LJ. Hi, Pam. Hi, Dave. How you doing tonight? Dave, you have the same last name as me, so you must be a good guy. Last name of Hudson, you got to be good. That's all I can say. America, though, is going down the toilet, and it's going down the toilet fast as we watch everything, of course, unfolding. And I'm not talking just about the Trump stuff. Let's talk about what happened in Illinois today. You know, there's been an assault weapons ban that was passed through their governmental, but according to the First or Second Amendment, you know, in the 14th Amendment, any weapon, of course, that is allowed, the 14th Amendment, is the clause that, of course, allows equal protection clause. It's the 14th Amendment, saying that anything, of course, the law enforcement and government can have, the citizens have to be able to buy in some way. But of course, their Supreme Court there in Illinois, the state Supreme Court, found that the strict assault weapon ban did not violate constitutional rights. I don't know how. This is a sick joke at this point. But the Supreme Court said that it did not violate the 14th Amendment, even though the lower court, of course, findings said that it did violate the Equal Protections Clause. It is a true joke at this point. And also saying the law did not violate the Second Amendment, which is ridiculous. The right to bear arms isn't the right to bear arms that the government says you can. It says the right to bear arms to protect you against injustices by the government and to have militias equal or as powerful as the government in case the government were to act against American interests, which obviously at this point we know they are. It's truly a joke, and it's truly upsetting watching as a circuit court judge that entered the Defense Equal Right Protections and Special Legislations claims concluded that this is wrong. I mean, the law actually prohibits any kind of assault weapon attachments, 50 caliber rifles or 50 caliber cartridges, which aren't even assault weapons in the first place. And I've never seen a 50 caliber used in a mass shooting in the United States. So they can't say that's the reason why. This is absolutely atrocious. And it's ridiculous that Americans aren't standing up and doing more. I mean, it prohibits the purchase, the sale, the manufacturing, delivery, and import of these firearms. So that means any company, except for law enforcement, military, corrections, and trained private security. Well, isn't everybody trained in their own private security? Don't you secure yourself privately? That should be the fact in this. Freedoms that protect yourself as private, you're securing yourself, so you're private security for yourself. So that means if private security should be able to happen, so should American citizens. This is getting beyond the point. And it's not just about guns. I mean, these Trump charges that are coming up are ridiculous, the January 6th garbage. The charges are actually against freedom of speech, against his beliefs that he was defrauded out of the election, and him speaking about it. This is an election conspiracy case, basically calling an election conspiracy what Donald Trump said publicly illegally. Freedom of speech is not allowed, according to this. And the judge is upholding this. The judge is not only that, in this case, the judge is talking about and has agreed to provide a limited protective order over what Trump can say. The judge is going to restrain what evidence Trump can talk about publicly. Since when does the prosecution get limited protection orders or protection orders at all at this point? Prosecution's never gotten them. This is absolutely ridiculous. A structured protective order for evidence turned over by the prosecutors. This isn't a common step in criminal cases. It's not. If there were material witnesses, I could see their names being protected or redacted from records and not be able to talk about. But those are witnesses. We're talking about the case at large and the case in a whole. This is unprecedented. This is First Amendment violation of First Amendment retaliation at its core. That's what these charges are on the January 6th, whether we want to talk about it or not. And there's assault weapons ban that's going on in Illinois. This is just going to push Biden and more Democrats to think they can do it nationally. They're taking away our freedoms step by step. And if you think it's the same for both sides, just wait. Special counsel has been appointed in the Hunter Biden case as the plea deal, of course, reaches an impasse. Attorney Garland, of course, appointed to Delaware State's attorney, appointed Delaware State's attorney David Weiss as special counsel. Wait, David Weiss? You mean the hard left Democrat, David Weiss? You mean they've dropped the charges that were against Hunter Biden already today? Nobody's talking about that, are they? Of course not. It will make the American public go crazy at this point. Of course, there's claiming that they're going to file different charges against Hunter Biden now. This is a joke. I mean, and a judge stopping Trump from making statements about his case, the case against him from the United States government, is ridiculous. Where are the freedoms? The DOJ has just dropped charges against Hunter Biden, supposedly to bring new charges new charges. But we know a lot of them have already been way past that. The only new charges they're talking about, though, after, of course, this plea deal fell apart, are tax charges. No longer even talking about the weapons charge in the course of a felony. No, that doesn't exist. Hi, Alex. How you doing tonight? Hi, Rodney. Hi, Belinda. Just seeing you guys join. Hi, Pam. Hopefully Sarah's doing okay, Alex. I tried messaging her. Guessing she's not feeling too great, though. I know that's kind of hard. Yeah, they dropped charges on Hunter Biden. No new charges have been brought yet. Of course, they're saying they're going to. But the gun charge isn't even being talked about in these new charges if they bring them. It's just 2 new tax offense charges, which I guess are going to be a lesser charge so they don't actually do any worse. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is a joke. This is a true and total joke of the American justice system. It is crazy what's happening. And you can't say that this is just hardening or like the DOJ is moving against freedom of speech from Donald Trump. And now the judges, of course, limiting his freedom of speech as well. And the Illinois Supreme Court banning assault weapons or banning weapons, period, rifles that look like they're dangerous. That's all they are. And then you're Hunter Biden, which you have video cocaine, strippers, now tax money or illegal bribes taken by Hunter Biden, bribery of a sitting vice president, his father, which we know is heavily involved. All the evidence points to that. Now they drop the charges against him because they couldn't come to an agreement on the plea deal? Since when does that happen? If you go to court because, let's say, you didn't pay tax on $5,000, let's say $5,000, because the government would come after you for $5,000. You didn't pay tax. You go to court. The government's not going to drop those charges. They're not going to have a plea deal, and then you say, no, I'm not going to accept your plea deal. The government's not going to go, oh, okay, I dropped the charges. We'll walk away from this. We're talking millions of dollars here that have been unclaimed in taxes. Millions of dollars. This is ridiculous, saying, of course, these charges being dropped. And a diversion program for felony gun possession is a joke. You're going to put new gun laws in place that limit or eliminate a lot of weapons. Of course, assault weapons, this assault weapons ban in Illinois, of course, does include any attachments that could make a pistol braceable, like a pistol brace, or a rifle, a regular rifle. Of course, it's semi-automatic. Into an assault weapon. I mean, you take a regular, let's say you have a .308, and you put a hand grip on it, you put a scope, you put a extended barrel. I mean, that would make it an assault weapon under this law. So basically modifying or personalizing your weapon, of course, would become illegal too. They're coming after the First and Second Amendment hard. Nobody's paying attention. Everybody's looking at Hawaii because, of course, this Hawaii thing is a tragedy that's happening. And it is a true tragedy, what is happening in Hawaii, what happened in Hawaii, and 55 people dead so far. But nobody's looking at what's actually happening everywhere else. Nobody's looking. Tensions rising in African nations, especially Niger, because they don't want France and the U.S. stealing their stuff anymore? Oh, wait, that's news, right? We're stealing stuff from Niger? Yeah, uranium. Couldn't surprise me. And we wonder why there's uprisings and problems with all these countries. And we wonder why BRICS nations are becoming stronger. Wonder why their alliance is getting hardened against the American dollar. We have put our throat on the mouth, or put our foot on the throat of so many other countries and our own citizens, banning them from what they can say, from what they can own. Illegal immigrants, though, we'll house them, we'll give them insurance, we'll give them food, we'll give them shelter. We'll give them extra money. We'll spend $383 a day per an illegal immigrant. Illegal immigrant. Not legal. Not a legal migrant, an illegal migrant. $383 a day is what we'll spend on each one of them. And we'll keep letting them in the country, just flowing through our borders, even though that's against the Constitution. What is going on? The Constitution is nothing but a piece of toilet paper anymore? People need to stand up. I mean, the FBI investigating Donald Trump and the FBI investigating Hunter Biden and the IRS investigating Trump and the IRS investigating Hunter Biden are two different things. That's why this has to abolish the FBI. It is a joke at this point. Federal law enforcement is a joke. Of course, we're facing all this stuff going on in America, and nobody bats an eye. This is seriously troubling. Oil prices on the rise, inflation ticking back up. For the first time in over a year, inflation's now picking back up again. I mean, only 0.2% above last month, but it's still an uptake. Month after month, of course, when job rates are falling, most people are working 2 or more jobs now. Of course, you can't work full time because they don't want to cover your insurance. But you can work 3 part-time jobs because that's what everybody's working. Yeah, and they'll hire 20 people to do one person's job so they can guarantee you'll never get overtime. And it's ridiculous. Yeah, nobody knows the immigrants are getting free healthcare, housing, food, and money. Nobody knows. Hawaii will be all over the news. They will. They'll report on Hawaii day after day, thing after thing, leaving out what's actually happening, that Hunter Biden's charges got dropped. And a special counsel supposedly has been appointed, but it's Weiss. He's not going to get charged. Trump, of course, the judge in Trump's case, telling him he can't have freedom of speech over a freedom of speech case. It is ridiculous. Illinois Supreme Court banning assault weapons. This is a joke. Inflation starting back up again. The DOJ, of course, trying to push for whatever they can against Trump and let the Biden family go off scot-free. This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yes, Weiss is a family friend and an extreme liberal. Meanwhile, temperatures around the U.S. are skyrocketing today. Here in South Florida, the beach sand was over 137 degrees. Can you believe that? The sand at the beach here in Deerfield Beach was 137 today. And at the playground, the actual black matting at the playground was 177 degrees. 177 degrees here on the playground mat. 137 at the beach. 177 on that black rubber shit they put on the playground. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. We got homeless though. We got homeless vets here all over Miami and Dade County and Broward County. Not being able to get housing, not being able to get food. So no food, no shelter, no money. Veterans of the United States, they served our military. And I'm not talking young guys, I'm talking guys in their 60s and 70s. Having to live out in 137 or 177 degree heat. But now we have illegal immigrants housed in 5-star hotels in New York City and all around the country. We're paying around $183 a day, or $383 a day per each one of them. Biden took till today to finally declare an emergency in Hawaii about the fires, as it's taken a heavy toll on, of course, Hawaii's environmental concerns, and a heavy toll on humans and property, killing dozens of people. Over 14,000 homes have been burnt. It's crazy. The This is absolutely crazy. Devastating to these people in Hawaii. Devastating. Events happening around the U.S. But nobody cares. Biden deciding to wait a full day to accept an emergency declaration in Hawaii is ridiculous. Meanwhile, he wants to put $1.2 billion into a vacuum cleaner for the carbon emissions in the air. Yeah, let's spend money that we don't have. Let's give it away. And let's not help American citizens. I mean, I can't, if you guys heard what's going on in Niger, of course, their president, of course, their new president, now that they've been standing up, the United States threatened to take away their money that we give them every year to help them feed and, of course, house their citizens. They said, we don't want it. Just give us back our property. Let us mine the materials out of our own property, mine the lithium, mine the uranium. We'll sell it at a premium. We've already been offered it by Russia. Russia, of course, relieving their debt 100%. Tell them they don't need to pay it back. This is a true devastation watching what's happening. Ocean temperatures here over 120 degrees in the water. Coral reefs dying. Nobody's talking about what's happening to Gulf Stream current. Slowing down so drastically. Ocean temperatures at 120 degrees. That's hotter than a hot tub that you can safely stand for more than 10 minutes. 120 degree water. Absolutely devastating. Of course, this isn't just happening here. It's happening around the whole entire Gulf Stream belt. They're not doing by humans. I'm just saying. This is a huge problem. Why are we talking about the actual problems? Like the Gulf Stream current slowing down. Why are U.S. veterans and U.S. homeless populations being left out in extreme heat? Meanwhile, we're housing migrants. We're taking away the First and Second Amendment overnight, and nobody's blinking an eye. But if you're an elite Democrat, guess what? If your daddy is president, you can do anything you want and get away with it. We'll drop the charges when nobody's looking. We'll claim we're going to file new charges, but we'll see how long that's going to take. I mean, it's devastating. Absolutely devastating. And we say Russia's losing the war in Ukraine. We've been throwing so much money at Ukraine trying to win this war. But Russia managed, oh my gosh, Russia launched a rocket on its first mission back to the moon today in nearly 50 years. Yes, that rocket had taken off and gone. It is off to the moon. Rocket carrying a lunar lander blasted off today from Russia. It's ahead of the Indian spacecraft. It's far ahead of us going back to the moon. Not China, of course, but they're working together. Yeah, Fauci science is a joke. But Russia managed to do something when they're supposedly losing a war. No, Elon Musk put a hole in the ozone layer, supposedly, in the ionosphere. Just a couple days ago. That's supposedly why we have so much problems. It's a joke. Russia, of course, aiming to land at the south pole of the moon, where ice water may be actually located. We're at war. What's happened in Hawaii, I don't think was an accident. And whether I say that or not, I want to say soft strike targets are very prevalent in what happens before a major world war breaks out. We see massive amounts of fires started in Russia, or massive amounts of fires randomly starting all across Russia last week. Nobody talked about it, not even me, because I was just thinking, oh, it's Russia, who cares? But now we're seeing fires randomly just start here in the United States. Coincidence? Who knows? We know hospitals have been hit with cyber attacks. 8 states so far, at least. Power systems have been trying to be approached. So, it's just dangerous. It's a dangerous time we live in, and what's going to happen next is a big question. Big question everybody should be asking. We just got an update. 67 people dead so far. Molly. See, the problem with Hawaii is the average temperature there, average year-round, is in the low 80s to high 70s. That's year-round. So having massive wildfires like this burn out of control, it's just crazy. Yeah. And they are coming for people. Abolish the FBI. You want to know who does the work of the DOJ? It's the FBI. The corruption, it's the FBI. You want to know who's involved in the January 6th and nobody wants to admit it? The FBI. Major distractions happening while people aren't paying attention. We watch what's happening around the world. We have massive amounts of immigration, supposedly from Ukraine, but like a third of all new students in New York State, well, at least Long Island. Right now, we can say Long Island and New York City. A third of all new students are supposedly Ukrainian immigrants that believe in the mother Russia. How does that happen? They're supposedly seeking asylum. Why are they so high up on Russia? Crazy times as we watch everything unfold. I mean, watching President Biden still in office is a joke at this point. It's an absolute joke. And it's sad. And now, of course, the Biden campaign, let's be honest, I think they're moving to Harris as the 2024 candidate because they are running up defense for Harris, making her more prominent, of course, showing her more as a candidate for that office than the joke she is. Of course, all the attacks she's having against her is getting ridiculous. It's a sad state we live in. Can't imagine Harris or Biden in office again. Well, of course, Biden's not being impeached. Not yet, anyways. I don't know how. If that was anybody else sitting in that office, anybody else sitting in that office, I guarantee charges would have already been brought. Sad shape. The world we live in really shows the truth about what's happening in this world. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. Of course, we will be live tomorrow night with more, of course, of what's happening. I will be talking about Michigan, about what happened with the Sheriff's Department and the investigation that has just concluded there. That's a big story. Election fraud. And this whole thing would happen in Michigan, of course, and the 600,000 plus ballot harvest, or illegal ballots, could give Trump quite an opening for a supposable election collusion or election conspiracy case. Wonder how a judge is going to take that in manner to roll it over and make it look different. save up because we're getting ready to go through some serious shit. But God bless you. God bless America. And of course, tune in tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be live talking about what happened with this election case and ballot harvesting and if charges will be brought. Let's wait and see. But I'll see you then. Till then, be safe, be ready, and God bless the America that we need to be. Good night.